Hello, hello! We are the Half-Rest Heroes, and welcome back to another session of Auram. The date is the 1st of Arillis. Happy new month. But, without further ado, let's get back into the recap. Last time on Helmir and Vulpa's journey through Auram, you traveled through a stretch of the Underdark following the trace of giants. During your spelunking, you found a mine in a luminous crystal cavern that seemed to be in disarray. Evidence of a battle between giants and humanoids was found in the form of large slash marks and steel tracks, as well as the pit of crystal-encased corpses that lay beyond it. Besides an unusual nightmare that Volpa had, the rest of travel was uneventful. But not long after surfacing, your eyes would fall upon the magnificent city of giants, as well as this researcher, Quinn Targana. The excitement of finally making considerable progress on your long and weary journey was slightly overshadowed by the fact that you were now in a cell. An audience with the chieftain revealed his distrust of humanoids due to previous betrayals, so that even an outburst from Ragnar the young giant saved by Vasher, the hermit you ran into earlier, did little to shift his opinion on the matter. However, what had remarkable impact was Volpa's reveal of the astral self. Immediately, a stone giant shaman claimed that a blessed one should not be put into shackles, much to the chieftain's chagrin. This newfound status has many benefits, but it would seem that Helmir and Quinn's freedom is not one of them. So, as we pick back up, I want to answer any questions that are lingering or you want more detail on.
I would love a reminder of what that nightmare entailed.
Okay, sure.
It's like a quick little.
Yeah, that nightmare, which was what you had after. It almost felt like a waking nightmare. As you woke up, you felt a sensation drawing you in a direction down the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
You found this concert hall almost. And I can actually find. In this concert hall, you saw what looked to be a conductor, a woman with long hair and performance garb, conducting to a wall. The sound emitted from the ceiling and walls, and it was only until she seemed to take your notice that she looked around and you saw basically half of her face fading away in shadow as a skull on the one side of her face and the other side of her face twisted in an expression of anguish as all of her limbs start to almost fade into smoke as she stumbled to the ground. And I'm going to retcon something and say that at the very end that she reached out an arm to you.
Okay.
To which you woke up from your dream.
Was she human-sized?
She was a she was an elf with
Okay.
black hair with blonde streaks through it.
Interesting. Okay.
Looked to be of actually make an insight check just after the fact.
Ooh, I got a natural 20, total of 29.
So, in your experience with elves, they've always had a more weary look in their eyes. If to detect if they're older versus their actual, complexion.
Uh-huh.
There are wrinkles on this elf's face, which shows that she must be ancient. And
Yeah.
even the eyes within feel much, much older. Whether
Okay.
that be the miles or the years or both.
Gotcha. Thank you.
But as I switch the music, we'll pick back up to both of you, since it's not night yet. Helmir is still accompanying you, Volpa, as well as Sephi, the almost knight in military garb, her hair shaved on one side and braided down on the other, stark white hair. As the last thing she said to you was like, "I hope we make a good friend." Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so too.
The immediate vicinity being that cathedral that makes you feel like a child in how big the steps are, as well as all of the mosaics and sculptures, stone giants, half of their bodies in the stonework itself, kind of traveling through it like mud.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, does Helmir have to like go back to the cell every evening, or does he have to stay in there like 24/7?
Every evening, and he's not allowed out until dawn.
Oh. Okay.
If only they knew my true power.
It would also seem that you specifically are allowed to go into any lessons, as well as almost obligated to attend some rituals.
Yeah.
There's been a while.
What does this whole like Blessed One thing mean exactly?
I am not well versed in such things. You basically, blessed ones have a certain trait that allow them to conduct similar rituals as giant. And in case that blessed ones are already giant, even heightens those abilities.
They're not going to turn me into a giant, are they?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe learning more about this whole Blessed One thing is a good idea.
You see, come with me for a sec. As she opens a door out to the outside. Tell me what you don't feel. What you feel, or rather what you don't feel. And as you walk out, you think to yourself, it's just outside. Until you realize there's no wind. And you feel warmth radiating from certain posts around. Where you saw like these stones inscribed with these flaming glyphs.
I don't feel cold.
Yes.
Helmir, do you feel cold?
Do I feel cold?
You feel a tad bit chilly, but it's way better than the entire journey you've had.
Helmir's just like slightly shivering. Is nah, man, nah, I'm good.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Um,
Lyris was the last blessed one to grace the generations. With her help, she made one of those, and she would continue to make them.
oh,
Giant magic, and she kind of traces her finger around, as you saw before from some of the shamans. There's like almost a bit of light trailing around. All giant can do this sort of thing, but it's nothing permanent, nothing that lasts.
oh. So, are the giants gonna want me to make things like that?
For a while, you stay here. But as she looks around, yes, you almost notice that she's seemed like she's almost stumbled into, with your passive insight, something that she believes more vehemently than she should have said.
Okay.
Is that the runesmithing that you guys can do?
It is a certain manifestation of runesmithing. Limited small folk think that runesmithing is just for weapon. It is for more than that. And you think about, Helmir, how the last time you saw giant runes burning brightly was on the portal out of the institute back at the College of Invention. What seemingly the head sage had gotten from the library in exchange for his speech and communication.
Okay.
Since, well, actually, in this next detail, make an intelligence check to see if you can recall that offhand.
Natural 20, 22.
Natural 20.
Hey.
So you remember his research was to harness divinity without being a cleric and being a high cleric. And it seemed to be giant runesmithing, or that was the answer to his question. And would make sense why he could only speak giant from then on. You also recall the name that he was obsessed with, though it seems of little importance. Avarisha was this soothsayer that he went to that started his entire research to begin with. But yeah, that's the epitome of that. Oh wait, shit, you got a natural 20. No, we'll wait. As you look around and you Sephi guides Volpa to her new quarters, which look. Although the cell looked like a motel, this looks like a hotel room. You may return to here when you wish, but you are not restricted as the other ones, so I am always at your side. I will be traded with my brother for certain parts of the day, since I have other duties, and I sleep.
When you say always, what does always mean exactly? Is someone going to be watching over me while I sleep?
Yes.
No.
The part of protection from a rune warrior is not very. But if you like, when you go to do your business, I will not look.
I would appreciate that. Okay. Steffi, that's how you say it, right? Steffi?
Yes.
Could you take me to see Quinn Targana?
Sure.
Thank you. I would like to speak with them.
And as you are led out, Helmir in tow, kind of with his manacles, kind of with the chain towards towards a different guard that seems to be not as enthusiastic about being assigned for this. And he's just like, can I stay outside while you talk to the weird one? Last time she was making measurements of my wingspan, it was very strange.
Are you asking me?
Sephi or you, it's sure.
Why don't you stay out? Can Helmir come in though?
I mean, it's his cell.
Okay, yeah, Helmir can come in.
Yeah.
I am sorry for you. A small knife here.
I'll take my chances. And before we're left alone with Quinn, that runesmithing, is it something that I could attend as well and learn?
No.
What if I request that Helmir attend?
No.
Can I request things? In
Things just have.
general?
There are a lot of things that are things.
Okay, fair. I was kind of hoping this whole position would come with a little more influential power, but I'm getting the sense that it doesn't.
You cannot do anything that we are not allowed to do. And as such, we are not allowed to show outside the runesmithing. We are not. You are not allowed to show outside the runesmithing.
Okay.
You are basically honorary giant with nice living quarters.
I see.
And a seat on some a saved seat on councils.
Ooh,
To observe.
Oh. Well, let's see how my observation. To Quinn, though.
Yeah, to Quinn. Yeah, no.
Are you not enjoying your royal treatment, Volpa?
This feels kind of like glorified prisoner on a pedestal treatment.
Well, at least you're not wearing these.
That's true.
So, I mean,
Maybe-
there is also a tournament, but And then she shuts up, and it's like, never
What
mind.
tournament? Is a tournament?
At the it's, I misspoke. Apologies.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you said tournament.
That's the tournament we told that I would be able to compete in, yes?
Oh. I do kind of remember that.
And the tournament, from what you can tell, is based on how you perform in those matches. Reevaluates where a giant is placed in the hierarchy.
And I'm an honorary giant.
And they seemed okay, and you were able to coerce them into letting Helmir.
Right.
I think they wouldn't let you compete because they couldn't risk a blessed one getting injured.
Right.
It's and with your passive insight, there seems to be more to it than they let on. But on your way down, it's like you notice that frost giant with black hair, short black hair, the one that burst in earlier, who basically tried to speak your case, kind of gave you guys a look down as looked disapprovingly at the attendants in the chains. But I will stand outside.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Once we leave her, I just kind of turn to Volpa, like as soon as we're out of earshot of her. Just be like, thank goodness. So we're gonna have to discuss what we need to do going forward. Well, since I'm not able to learn runesmithing, hopefully the tournament will help with that. But we're gonna have to find a way to either sneak out of here, or we're gonna have to convince them to let us go.
Well, I'm getting the feeling that the Blessed One doesn't actually really get to make that many decisions about their fate, I guess.
Yeah. And the place where we got taken outside, is that just like an accessible area?
For the cell?
No, we're like what's her name? Where Sephi took us outside and was like, "Hey, do you feel cold?"
Oh yeah, that was like a part of the temple you guys were in. And of course, you walked outside to travel back to the quarters. To kind of lay the scene in your heads. There's the central spire of the city, as well as 3 smaller ones outside, and then there's like bridges and rope ladders going in between. Because while some people can levitate between, different levels of the spires, most cannot. Where your cell is located at the base of one of the, I'll say the north spire.
Gotcha.
As you were walking out, you saw, some people on the east spire, maybe carrying some books down from high, spiraling down. And the west spire, had some people shepherding materials, and other pillars of smoke were arising out of it.
There's got sort of a library.
And you don't have to memorize that. That's just to give you a nice picture of everything.
Well, if we're going to get out of here, I want to get Quinn out of here with us, too.
Yeah, no, we're not leaving her behind. We still gotta take her
but-
back to the village so she can repair the warming.
Yeah. I want to talk to her, see if she knows anything more about what's going on.
Okay. And since you have access to multiple places, might be good to possibly search for a library or such of
Mhm.
a book or something that they recorded runesmithing in. Just
That's
in
what I
case.
was thinking.
Yeah. That way we can kind of take that with us on the way
Yeah.
out. They're pretty secretive about it, but I mean, obviously not everything can be just 100% remembered. So they gotta have it
Yeah.
at least noted down somewhere.
Great.
And what was I gonna say? Never mind. Carry on.
I was just gonna go find Quinn's cell next, anyways.
She is like kind of napping on the bed 2 meters away, since Helmir and her share a cell.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I was going to mention. Yeah.
Oh.
And, she kind of rolls over and goes, "Hey, oh, you guys are back. How did it go?"
Interestingly,
She has a very nice room now.
yeah. Quinn, how much would you say you know about the giants and their society and beliefs and such?
As she just like gets
Oh, boy.
absurdly excited. Well. Okay. Giants. Where to start?
Well, I could maybe give you a more pointed question for somewhere to start.
Sure.
If that would help.
Mhm.
Okay. Question number 1. What is a blessed one to giants, or these giants?
Okay, so blessed ones are almost kind of like veterans in our society, even past the generations, because I don't think there's been any blessed ones that has fought in the Dragon War anytime soon. They with that in mind, they're allowed to access to maybe some things without cost.
Mhm.
With that in mind, they also are kind of treated reverently, as if, they're holy in a way.
Mhm.
And they... But I've heard... I memorized the word for blessed one, and I was able to figure out that a lot of people talk about, how it is useless to have only one instead of two. Seems that they still serve in some portion. If I don't know how. But aside from that, they worship they worship, Yggdrasil, and that's even this working theory on, arcana things of the fact that the weave looks like roots and shit. Uh, but I'm not gonna go into that. It
Do
just
they
seems.
have, sorry,
Go ahead.
do they have any sort of influential power? Like, I've heard they can sit on councils and such. Like, does anyone actually listen to them and do what they say?
I haven't really been present for anyone, and there's only
Oh,
one blessed one that's around, and it seems like even they don't attend a lot of things or
oh
seem to
wait, so
be
there's a,
outside.
they already have a blessed one?
I mean, they made a lot of hubbub when he walked around, and he seemed reclusive. Always go back to the top of the central spire, and in passing, just to go and get something or do whatever. Not the talkative,
Really?
not the talkative type. I also was kind of ushered away because my first instinct was to start climbing the rope ladders to get to him. Uh,
Hmm.
but I'd say you probably talked to some of the stone giant scholars for better info than I got. I oh, by the way, we're allowed to attend history lessons, just Helmir, but that's pretty much it.
Okay.
They seem pretty keen to show off their history of glory and duty above all else. It's like it's like an old grandpa that really wants to tell you war stories, even though almost none of these giants were there. So,
Okay.
Do you know much about this tournament that happens in which giants can like raise their status in the hierarchy?
oh yeah, that
Helmir
was
might
pretty
be
cool.
competing in it.
Huh? You?
Helmir might be competing in it.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Those, they're. Yeah, okay, I don't even need to say anything. If you're crazy enough to do that, then no dissuading you. Yeah, at the tournament, there's a big emphasis on, on honor, and people take it pretty bad when they lose because, it's like they're stuck with their role for the next year, and
Hmm.
hell, you see even some people go back to the training grounds the next day.
Yeah, how is the tournament structured? Is it a few different fights that happen until like the grand fight?
Basically, for every round of the fight, there is a matchup by anonymous means, and after every round in success, each of the winning combatant has a choice to either stop with what they have right then, or to compete for further reward. Losing combatants, of course, are completely taken out of the system. Unless, uh, except for like very few exceptions, but like mostly mostly people will whine that something wasn't a fair fight, and then, or that, someone used magic when they didn't declare that they were, but regardless. Most people like to play it safe, but, there's often that upstart that wants to climb as far as they can.
Okay. And they wouldn't view poisons as like a use of magic, right? Because that's just a physical thing.
They inspect your weapons before you go in, so they might I think there was one person who did poison before, and the only thing they changed was they just put a sort of coloring agent in the poison so that it was obvious that it was being used.
Okay.
You feel like you would be up for fighting giants, Helmir?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've been able to really throw my weight around.
But yeah, tournament is
Yeah.
2 days from now, so take that time to make your prayers or train.
Have you well, you said you can only attend history lessons, so I assume you haven't learned anything in the way of runesmithing?
No. That's something that they hold very near and dear to them.
Okay. Would you have an idea of where it might be happening?
I mean, it's. I imagine if runesmithing has to do with certain people, maybe it's wherever they are. Um, so maybe scholars, people who'd probably do the most magic. Once again, I think you might be better suited to asking your guide for some of this info, and even your guide. No offense, seems to be more of the warrior type than the scholar type.
True.
So, if you are gonna get some runesmithing, I do have some. And pulls out in her bag. She has this like kit to copy like rubbings of something.
Mm.
Okay.
You just pour a bit of the charcoal in here, and then it imprints on the parchment, and then you can just stow that away.
Would you mind if I borrowed that?
I'm offering it.
Oh, then absolutely, I'll take it. And they did say that none of the giants were allowed to share their knowledge of runesmithing with others. But I'm not a giant and I'm not one of them, so if I get some information, I'm more than happy to share it with you.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I suppose getting it is probably going to be the biggest issue. I mean, you're the honorary giant, but like, I don't know, maybe you could just sneak in and just while you're there, just like, oh no, my hand slipped. Oh, what am I? Oh, there goes the charcoal, and oh boy.
It could be attempted. Quinn,
Sketching.
Helmir, and I are considering ways that we might get out of here after. Excuse me. After some knowledge is acquired, and we'd like to include you in that plan.
I mean, if you feel confident, I just don't want to get caught because then I can't request beef stroganoff for my meals anymore.
Right. Well, I guess over the next 2 days.
Yeah, it seems like it does seem like you have time at least to do like one activity before the sun goes down.
Okay. I want to go to the library then. Or where I saw those people walking with books.
I think that was the East Tower.
Yeah.
I'll go with her and see
Mhm.
where I can get into. Maybe that's where they do the history lessons, so they'll let me in.
Okay.
And before we leave, Quinn, you wouldn't happen to know of any accessible exits out of here, would you?
They're not really. I'd say the only thing might be, because they have the walls around, and they have, I believe it's the West Tower that actually connects to it, since some guards kind of frequent in between that and their posts. But you'd be walking in the middle of view, in the suspended bridge over. Of course, some people who have stone giant magic just decide to climb up. So if you feel remarkably confident in your climbing skills,
I do. I would not like to fall again, but we'll keep our options open.
mhm. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my schematics for the timed glyph. Trying to figure out how to get evocation on a specific conditions to activate. It's proving a little bit of difficulty.
Good luck.
And good luck to you, and try your best not to die. Obviously, in the whole idea is they don't want to, waste, young blood, and, fatalities are forbidden, but accidents happen, and first giants, they probably don't know how much blood a person of our stature can lose.
Lovely.
They also wear pretty cool war paint. Would
Well, I'll have to
recommend.
get you some war paint then.
Maybe some black war paint. Depends on the arena. Maybe I'll be able to blend into some areas. But we shall see.
Okay. With the last activity of the day, you guys are heading towards the East Spire?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sephi, falls in, as well as the other guy holding Helmir's chains.
And while we're walking to the East Tower, I'd like to kind of scope out the area, see if I can't find any weaknesses at the walls or
Mm-hmm.
blind spots for the guards.
Make a perception check.
Man, I only rolled a 15. That's so bad.
You look around and you see.
Wait, do I have reliable talent? Did I get that last level up, or is it another level up? Oh no, I do have reliable talent. Okay, so it's a 21.
Oh, okay, fun. So, looking around, you do see maybe there are certain people that are a little more sluggish. It seems like people aren't used to keeping patrols as faithfully as, outsiders aren't. New outsiders aren't a commonplace thing. So they seem a little bit more distractible. So if you were to maybe draw attention to a certain area, they might be overzealous that maybe some people who shouldn't be by protocol leaving their posts may go check it out. As far as structure, you can't find anything. This place is designed by master craftsmen.
Okay. There are, like, it's just tall walls all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
I would assume
3
it's
sets
tall
of
for
them.
giants.
Yeah. There's 3 sets of them. Kind of, from your perspective, looking from the inside out, you can't see the rest of them because it goes and then decreases in height as it goes out.
Okay.
I have an idea. I'll tell it to you later.
Okay.
And when you guys make it to the spire, there's someone kind of sitting down at a desk. A half stone giant, half frost giant, with marbled blue skin across their face, looks up, adjusts their spectacles, and goes, oh, and traces a glyph, attaches it to their throat, and then, common, weird feeling. What do you require?
Hi, my name is Volpa. I am a blessed one. And I wish to learn.
Okay. We do have texts above on the top floor regarding maybe practices that will be relevant for you. History, guided by myself, will happen on the first floor.
When does that happen?
Usually we have seminars in the afternoon for all those willing. But private studies may be conducted if I'm available.
Okay. Do you have anything about the practice of rune smithing? I'm really interested in magic.
Okay. Well, Helmir, can you roll a d6 for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who?
Okay. So, sure. Let me find another keeper of scrolls to help you navigate.
Thanks.
And of course, it's not a very. As a Sephi goes to follow you, it's like, and it's not a very big room. It's like, I'll manage. And it's like, okay, sure, fine.
Get nice and cuddly with Sephi in here.
And I take it you want to learn some history then, Sir
Helmir,
Helmir? Okay.
pleasure to meet you.
Actually, this is kind of embarrassing. I can't read, so Helmir would be my assistant to help me.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Not deception?
Oh, I mean,
Well, I mean,
it's not wrong.
That's not.
She can read.
I guess your
You
intention,
can read giant.
what you're saying,
Oh,
what
giant
you're
though?
saying is true, but you're trying to.
Oh, that's true.
Or
She
no.
can't read giant, so it technically is true.
There's no part of misleading, really. Obviously, it's bordering the line, but I'd say persuasion.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess persuasion is better, actually. Okay, please, 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 please. Ooh, 9.
9. Wait.
You see, I won't be able to read any of the actual text because even though I am blessed, unfortunately, I cannot read giant, but my friend here can.
Well, no matter. The Keeper of Scrolls actually has a glyph on hand to help with reading and comprehending languages.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, Volpa. I'm interested in their history.
I tried.
And
That's a
As
very
you
good
get-
try.
as you get led away, Helmir, as you're told about. Okay, so as some humanoids know, and then goes
boy.
into a whole spiel, starting from the very first storm giant up through the midst of the giant war and what followed after.
Actually, and then could I say, actually, I was curious about the dragon and giant war that happened.
Well, what would you like to know? It lasted for several centuries. And in fact, it was only upon Azakesh's, well, Kelsier took upon his dead friend's name, Azakesh. And upon his death to Cadmus, he bid that all the giants preserve the knowledge and secrets of their tactics, as well as things pertaining Yggdrasil. That only ones chosen by the World Tree and the head clansmen were able to see. Even our scholars are not permitted to access that information without expressed permission from Well, either the chieftain or a blessed one. But
Is this some?
oh, do you have anything? Sorry. We can while you think about your question, we're gonna skip to Volpa
Yeah.
as you're heading up,
I'm here.
and Sephi escorting you, and Sephi, even amongst giants, is pretty lean and tall. So that even door frames that most of the giants go through easily, and obviously you're like not even halfway up it, she
Mhm.
has to kind of stoop a little bit to get under.
I keep forgetting that. I keep picturing it in my head as like normal height. I keep forgetting that we're tiny in here.
Yeah,
These books are going to be huge.
that is true. When you walk in, you feel like with how big the library is overall, it almost kind of curves, and you wonder how the heck the books are staying on their shelves. As you get to the higher bit of it, it's almost like the shelves are like propped up on top of each other, like at the very ceiling.
Love
Um,
that.
and it's only at the very ceiling that you see actual chains along the bookshelves keeping them to that.
Mm.
Which, no, actually, you haven't seen the library, so it doesn't put a chill down your spine. Uh, and of course, the books are like half your torso,
Uh-huh.
to the point when you walk in and you're like, oh, this isn't crowded, and Sephi's kind of like kept in her head like angled downwards as her like top of her head touches the ceiling.
Who has the charcoal rubbing kit?
You gave that to Helmir.
Damn.
But if you would like, there is a moment where Sephi is distracted and no eyes are on the two of you. You can, and this is not saying you do this, but you can take a risk, and with disadvantage, Helmir, you can try slipping it to Volpa. But she'll have to like tuck into your coat.
Yeah. Volpa's
And of course, with disadvantage, this disables your reliable talent.
Yeah. So I would
Volpa's
assume
Hero
so. Go ahead.
Forge figure is wearing less clothes than she probably actually is.
Fair, yeah.
Much more bundled up.
No, she's just a white guy in winter, just like, I feel fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's got to show off, those arm muscles.
Mm.
Frostbitten arm muscles.
Is it?
What are you trying to figure out?
I don't think I would have handed it over. I don't think I would have risked it, only because Helmir would probably assume that she's able to at least take notes.
Okay.
Am I allowed to take notes up there?
You're allowed to take notes, but Sephi will search you after you leave to see if you've kept any with you. You can keep the notes there.
Oh.
So you could try hiding it.
Okay, I'm not terrible at that kind of stuff. What's D&D without taking risks? I will spend the evening taking notes. Volpa, for the record, knows nothing about magic or learning magic. So she's taking notes on what she hopes will be useful.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like a runesmithing for dummies book. I kind of doubt it. So and
Make an investigation check.
okay.
Yeah, I would assume there'd be like this is how to make a rune. This is
Yeah.
the ingredients or whatever. Just like
Yeah.
basic stuff.
15.
15. Okay. And then we're gonna skip back to Helmir. And Helmir, lingering from your natural 20 intelligence, when they talk about when Azakesh the Liberator, the first thing he did, he showed up to the mine with all the enslaved humans and humanoids, and he traced a line in the air with the light falling behind it, which is almost exactly the way that giants perform their magic. But then but then you think about it and you're like, wait a second. But Azakesh wasn't a giant or a god. So how did... Yeah, I think for clarity, I'm just going to call the actual leader of the first storm giant the Allfather, for clarity. Just because, Kelsier became the storm giant, and then he took Azakesh's name, and then...
Yeah.
Because how Hoyd ended the story was that Azakesh was no god, he was mortal, and he seemed to only be trying to put on the guise of a god for the sake of the uprising and helping others break their chains. In the recounting of history, they don't talk about Azakesh as if he's immortal. They seem to think the giants see him as a god.
Okay. So I'm getting two different stories here.
Yeah.
Hoyd was saying he was mortal, but the giants see him as a god because he was such a powerful and influential figure.
And even in regular history, Azakesh is treated as a god. The only contrast to that story or contradiction was the addendum to the story that Hoyd added.
Okay.
But while you think on that, switching back to Volpa, you said 15?
Yes.
Okay. You do find a couple things about runesmithing, and just Scholar has to take out is like wearing a necklace with just different sized keys, and claps one off and then unlocks the binding of one of the books to allow you to see it, and it's just seems to be how to form a rune. Kind of rudimentary runes, whether it just be to emit a small burst of air, or to turn like limestone into other forms of... Limestone is sedimentary, yeah.
Yeah, it's a kind of
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah. To transmute that into something akin to gravel.
Okay. I'll
Just-
take notes
yeah.
on literally everything. because I don't know what's useful and what's not, or how much Helmir knows.
Yeah. Are you gonna try to like squeeze it all on one
Well-
page?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe one page back and front. I don't know. So, Selfie is in there, or Sephi, sorry,
Mhm.
is in there with me. And this, like, scroll keeper, or is it just me and Sephi?
You, Sephi, and the Scroll Keeper seems to show it because of how cramped it is. They seem
Uh-huh.
to be just like a level down, which you can see. It's almost like there's a guardrail, and then the
Cool.
next level down is a little bit lower, and then it's a little bit wider because you're continuing down the main part of the spire.
I'm
But they're
going
not focused.
to turn to Sephi and say, I think these old books are kind of making my allergies act up. Would you be willing to like get a glass of water or something, please?
Mhm. Okay. Make a deception check.
Okay.
Looks completely
Um,
fine.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
I got a 14.
A 14. Also,
That's not
Volpa,
terrible.
roll a d6 for me.
Me
Yeah.
or Helmir?
You.
A D6. Which D6 to pick? Pretty. 5.
5. Okay. So, what was that you got on the deception?
14. I'm pretty sure.
14?
Yes. Yeah.
She kind of narrows her eyes at you and goes, "If need to be, we can leave."
No, it's really interesting. I really want to keep reading. And my throat is so dry.
We'll bring water next time.
Okay. I keep taking notes. Damn it.
All right.
It hurts not being able to share my reliable talent.
I'm not great at deception.
I'm perfect at everything, but for what?
It's like all the way at the bottom of the spire. You're just like, "Let me in, let me in."
Just like,
I
can feel the failure. Let me in.
I am pretty good at sleight of hand and stealth, though. So I don't think they can. Well, we'll see. Volpo doesn't think that they can like harm her because she's this blessed one and everything. So,
Yeah.
that's the hope.
Yeah.
So when she's done taking her notes, she's gonna have a coughing fit because of her allergies.
Okay.
And then she's gonna try and she wrote a lot of notes, like multiple pages worth of notes. We'll say she wrote 4 pages of notes, but what they really are is 2 pages of notes and then 2 pages of a copy of those notes. And she's gonna try and take 2 of the pages, have a coughing fit, and like shove them down her shirt.
Okay. All right. Make a sleight of hand.
Crinkle.
So she can leave the other. She's going like. I don't know.
No, that works. Okay, make a sleight of hand.
Please be nice to me.
Pull out that natural 20
That's
again.
cocked. I swear.
Oh no.
Not one.
No, but it's only a 10.
A 10.
I have a +7, and it was a 10. The cocked one was between like a 7 and a something higher.
So, as you get ready to leave, she's just like, He's like, wait a second. And then immediately just like immediately points towards your shirt and is like,
What?
the paper.
What paper?
There's
I
like
left the
paper
notes on
sticking
the.
out.
She's like,
I left.
and then there's like a corner pit is sticking out that she just
Ow! Gave me a paper cut.
you'll heal. And then
Maybe.
But did she take both papers?
yes, she did.
Damn it.
The rolls are not with us right now.
No, they do not want us to succeed.
You're like
Well-
small babe trying to sneak sweets from kitchen.
Rude. I just wanted to share my knowledge with a friend.
Say that.
Look how sad you're making me.
I just wanted
You-
to read it in my room.
You wouldn't get me water for my allergies, and now you steal from me? You're so rude.
Yes, I'm terrible.
When is your brother coming? When are you gonna switch?
Dang.
He'll be in tomorrow.
Hopefully he's stupider. I don't say that out loud.
Yeah. Make an insight check.
Okay.
Was just pissing
I swear, if
off.
this is really good, it is. That's 23.
Though she doesn't look it, there's a little bit of her mouth just curled into a smirk that it's almost kind of like, I don't want to encourage you, but you remind me of like a kid, like a kid sister.
I might win her over yet. If I just keep being stupid and ridiculous.
But she's trying her best not to let that show.
What does she do with the papers?
She takes the papers and is just like walks downstairs and is just like, hold this, and gives it to the scholar and like, oh, why it? Oh, you're already gone. And the scholar just takes these notes and just tucks them into a folder.
God damn it. Well, okay, there's still one copy of them, just in the stacks.
Yeah, the copy of them is still on the table in where you were writing down things. So yeah.
Well, at least we didn't lose notes completely. They still exist. Okay.
Going back to Helmir, is there anything else that you want to focus on? Any element of history? Whether that's the rise of the giants, the giant dragon war, the what happened after the giant and dragon war.
Oh, that was my question. I wanted to ask if there were any influential frost dragons during the war, just out of curiosity.
They list. Okay, hold on. Let me just get some notes.
I'm curious if the ice dragon or the white dragon that we met not so long ago is or was part of the war.
Hold on, let me. There was Chrysalia, Glacius, and Phrygia, which I will post in the chat.
Okay. Shoot, did we ever get the ice dragon's name?
Of which Chrysalia seemingly was slain at a pivotal battle. Notes.
Yeah, give me all your notes, Matt.
It seems that, even past the war between giants and dragons, that plenty of significant, roll. I don't want to make the same rules. Roll a history check to see how well you're picking up details.
Okay.
And sadly, you're not soul. Though Helmir is honestly pretty close.
Nah. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. Helmir's the soul of dexterity.
Everything. Yeah.
What was that? 16.
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't got her name. I'm assuming the dragon we met is a she, because she disguised herself as an old lady.
When naming off notable, dragons leaders or something, one gives you pause. Placidusax. And you're like, that sounds oddly familiar. And you think to yourself, Placidusax. Back in Riverfall, when Imperius had a vision of a professor wiping the memory of the scribe Valoran. His name was Professor Placidusax. It was the person conducting an experiment to extract and imprison Vacuous, the negative counterpart to Animus, which seemed to be more common in the underground complex in Riverfall. And you think to yourself, there's no way that's coincidence, right? And with that, you get led back down Volpa. And as it's the evening, you have the choice of choosing where your sleeping quarters is, whether that be the temple or the cell.
Okay, you can choose the temple. You don't have to sleep here with us.
Can I meet back up with Helmir though before we go our separate ways for the evening?
Sure thing. And one thing. As you're walking down, and the spectacled giant at the desk looks a little. Looks like he's pretty excitedly talking to one of his friends and going like, I haven't seen him here in months. Oh, sorry, we just had an unexpected guest. It's the other blessed one stopped by and wanted to check if the top archive was available, and I informed him that you were there, and he seemed like he wanted to come another time at that point when it was empty.
Oh. Any idea what he wanted to research?
I'm not about to ask him questions. He was last time I, had any meaningful conversation with him, he just immediately left.
Huh.
It's like spooking a deer.
How often does he come here?
I mean, not often when I'm on shift. I mean, hell, there'll be times that some people will report that he went into the upper archives without even knocking, and I still have no idea how the heck he managed that.
Oh.
Is the archives open 24/7?
I mean, to some, like, but the archives usually starts to slow down once the sun sets. Usually, we only keep the bottom part of the library accessible, unless they're a figure with a considerable amount of authority. Which, in his case, I'm not. He does. Not that he, bothers to ask anyways before he, just shows up there like a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be in my cell after sundown. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Worked here.
Well, thank you for your help today.
Of course. Oh, and my name is Rithian.
Rudy.
Nice to meet you, Rithian.
Yes.
I will walk with Helmir back towards his cell. And as we're walking, kind of just try to walk a little bit ahead of Sephi if possible, just so I can talk to him a little more quietly without her listening. If that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, well, I read a lot of notes. Tried to get some to give to you, but turns out she's more perceptive than I gave her credit for.
Man.
But it doesn't seem like there were any consequences, so I'm prepared to just keep trying.
Well, I'm glad you had such a fun time learning.
Yeah, it's all really confusing, honestly. I didn't know what the heck any of those words meant. I can understand them all separately, but together, I was just copying it down.
Actually, you wouldn't happen to know Thieves' Cant, would you?
No.
No? Okay.
Unfortunately. I know Common, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Figured I'd ask.
Does Giant understand Dwarvish or Elvish? I'm going to turn around in place as I'm start walking backwards, look at Sephi, and I'm going to say, "Hey, what's your brother's name?" to her in Elvish.
He kind of looks at you like, the repeat what you say.
I say, "What's your brother's name?" in Dwarvish this time.
You just said something different, and I still don't understand what you're saying. Is this some kind of slang from Common?
Oh, I go back to common. Sorry, that's just a common phrase from Ferdast. It means, what's up with your family? What's your brother's name?
Wolpa is super slick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never said that, Charm was, her charisma is not great.
Gotcha.
Let me look at Atsgard, and I will type that in chat as well.
Does
Got like the first 3 letters, maybe.
while she's talking in those languages, does the other guy holding my chain seem to react?
He seems just as confused as Sephi is, but
Okay.
it seems like even he seems not to like cock an eyebrow at it as much as Sephi would, just because he's doesn't have as good a grasp on Common as her.
Helmir, what do you know? Languages?
I'll say to Volpa and Elvish, seems like I'll just kind of whisper it, so it's not like we're purposefully saying it, but just whisper it to her. So it seems like we're safe to talk like this.
Oh, respond to him. English. There's a copy of notes on this left in the library. I made 2 copies, tried to sneak one out. She found them, but the other one's still up there.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll
Sorry, go
see what the situation is in my quarters tonight. If there's a window I could sneak out of, something. And the guy in the library seemed to say that with my status here, I could just get back up to that room if I wanted to. Maybe I could get.
I assume you'll still be accompanied. But
Not if they don't know I'm gone.
True. But we'll have to. So you've been to your room. Is there like a window, or is it just a door into it?
There
Good
is a
question.
window.
There's a window. Okay.
There's a window.
It's a little bit of ways off the ground, though, so you might have to do a little bit of
I'm
climbing.
a monk.
Yeah.
I can
Oh.
do that.
Out of curiosity, where is? I'm assuming the like prison is like is it in its own spire, like away from the main building?
It's in the central spire at the bottom.
Okay, so it's in the center at the bottom. Then the cell itself, is it located like super away from the staircase and the exit, or is it fairly close?
It was fairly close to the stairs, since you guys didn't. Also, what the heck is?
The thumbs up? I don't.
Oh,
That
I don't-
can you?
I've been the only one that's able to do it. If I do a thumbs
It
up,
only happens if you're using your phone. It happens to some of my friends when we play on Discord when they use their phones. You can do like thumbs up, thumbs down. I think you can do a heart too, and it might do something.
Yeah, there it is.
but
Right.
yeah,
Do the heart.
it's.
Do the heart.
I'm not sure about the heart. I might. Oh, no, yeah.
It's so
Right.
funny because I accidentally did the thumbs up last time, and everybody was like, oh, "What's that?" And nobody else was able to do it, even though I think they were on phones too, or at least some of them.
You don't
But
have nitro, do you?
no,
No.
Hmm.
Weird. No, but yeah, to get taken by surprise, it was close enough to the stairs that when you were like looking at everything, you're like, man, this place looks kind of claustrophobic because you didn't see there weren't any cell bars at that point, but it still was like, man, this is like a basement. What the heck? Yeah. So yes, it is near this, right next to the stairs.
okay. I'm sure I can spec the doors and whatnot later. It's just an open, like, is my cell door the only like big like door that might be locked, or is there a staircase door as well?
There is a staircase door as well.
Okay, just so I get the layout.
Yep. Yeah. So, do you return to your quarters then, Volpa?
Yes. Hey, Helmir.
And
Good night, Philippa.
and Sephi pulls up a chair in your room and sits down.
A chair in my room?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Crosses her arms, and her eyes kind of go halfway down. and within like a couple, it's like you like walk up to her and you're like,
Mhm.
and
Question.
yeah.
I am proficient with the pan flute, and I have a pan flute.
Yeah.
Maybe before I go to sleep, I'm just playing a little lullaby on my pan flute.
Okay. Make a performance check.
God damn it.
You're proficient with this,
I am.
so you can add your proficiency to this.
Yay. Just, no, that's awesome.
Saying
Fuck yes.
anything?
That is a 24.
So it's like when you start playing, she's like, and within like 10 minutes later, you just hear just this like almost mountain snoring.
Amazing.
And
I
and
like-
her eyes are still open, but she's asleep.
Terrifying. That's terrifying.
She just looks with her eyes open.
I'll just like dwindle the lullaby off quieter and quieter. Tuck my pan flute back into wherever I keep it, I don't know, on my belt. What's the window situation in here?
The window is about 30 feet off of the ground.
Okay.
However, there is a bookcase that you can clamber up to kind of get there.
Oh, I understand.
I just gotta
Oh, right,
ask.
because I'm in a giant room. Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gotta ask. Is the bed like an ultra king size bed?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's like 5 people in this bed.
You like
Yeah.
roll over about 3 times and you're still not at the edge of the bed.
Drowning in bed sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, as quietly as I can, I will climb the bookshelf.
Okay. Hunter, roll a d6.
Why though? Why?
5.
Okay. So, as you're climbing up the bookshelves, I'd like you to make. I mean, athletics or acrobatics first.
Right. Come on. God damn it! It doesn't give me anything.
Is there any monk abilities that allow
I know.
you
I
to
was
do that?
looking at what happened when I do my astral self stuff,
Mhm.
and I get advantage on a bunch of things. Neither of those, of course. I'm still going to bamf.
Bless
Bless
you.
you. I'm
Thank
still
you.
going to bamf out my astral arms and visage,
Yeah.
just so I have other pluses. But I'll do acrobatics because I'm better.
Gotcha.
Bless
Bless
you
you.
again.
To make me bless you 3 times.
Uh,
15.
Okay. And then go ahead and make a stealth check.
I have expertise in this. Come on.
Oh.
That's cocked. Which is still just a 17.
Okay. Let me just get some appropriate music going and just.
Oh, God.
And so, as you kind of perch on the edge of the bookshelves, there's plenty of space between where the books start, where you can place it. You clamber up. You keep looking back towards Sephi, and suddenly she stops snoring. And then resumes snoring.
Cruel, Matt. Cruel.
Yeah. And so, getting up there, you kind of slip your foot onto edge. It's this kind of a uncomfortable bit because you have to get a foothold. You try it, and then you swing over onto it, bring yourself up, and get onto the windowsill. There is a hinge. You kind of slip out the lock, kind of keeping it closed, and ever so slightly push on it as just well, make a perception check.
Uh,
the window just falls out.
okay, I have advantage on this
Gotcha.
because of my astral self.
Mhm.
Okay. Can't count. That's 23. 23.
You're about to push on the left side of the window that folds out. And then you look over and see that the hinges look pretty old.
Mm.
And then you go over to the right. And with just a tiniest squeak, it goes open. And there's maybe a little bit of reminiscence to when you might sneak out of your room to go and visit friends back in Verdast.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
What's the situation below me? How far do I have to the ground?
so, there at least is, some roofing to actually step out on.
Mhm.
And thankfully, it doesn't look like there is any snow on it. You kind of keep your feet steady as you walk down and see that there are still patrols going through. There's still activity down there. But It's quieted down quite a bit. It seems that there's a 40-foot drop from there to the closest path.
Is there
but-
any sort of like, I don't know, gutters, pipes? Is it made out of like cobblestone that where I could like get handholds in the bricks and stuff to like make my way down and just kind of like sit in the shadow of the building before I make any darts across open areas?
Mhm.
One step at a time.
The stonework does have gaps in it. Thankfully, because giants can conjure just smooth stone, but their professional pride wants a more patterned depth to it. And so
Ooh.
there's actually almost like there's the mold of bricks in it, with spaces in
Cool.
between where you can hook your fingers in.
The bricks
like-
are probably like as big as my body.
I was gonna
But-
say it's like the bricks at school where they have the little ridges in it, but because they're giants, it's like caves for us.
Yes,
Mhm.
yep, exactly, yeah.
Okay, I will attempt to climb down the wall then.
Okay. I'll say you're going down. It's a lot easier to control now that you've warmed up a bit. I'll give you advantage on this next acrobatics check to go down.
Wahoo! Another 23.
As you scatter down and just your feet find the ground easily, and then look around and try to get a good grasp of your area, you see maybe where there's a little bit of a space between the temple and the rest of the spire,
Mhm.
and can duck between there.
Yeah. If there, with the patrols going around, I want to try and like wait for like an open spot where I can dash across, and I'd like to use Step of the Wind so I can be like extra fast as I go across.
Okay.
If you will allow that outside of like combat.
Of course. Yes, of course. I'll say since you are, below their sight line, it's dark, I'll give you advantage on a stealth check to go across. So if it's stacked advantage, or is it stacked advantage for you? Then it would be advantage +1.
This one doesn't have advantage.
Ah, okay.
It's kind of a weird mix of them. That is 26.
26. That's just like... As you walk past, there's kind of a guard keeping pace through, and you just kind of jet behind, and he kind of looks back for a second and goes, I gotta get more sleep. And you find your way, and now you're can hug your way all the way down to kind of the main plot of the city between all the spires.
Dude, I do so much better when I don't have anyone watching me do it. Okay, I want to go to the library. Where I was before?
Yeah.
Hope puts it
Um,
pressure.
I go right in. Is the wall of the library climbable? And were there windows in the room I was in that could open?
There was a window in the room. You go up and there's ledges for kind of each of the windows, but it seems to be a lot tougher of a climb. There does seem to be multiple entrances to this spire as you like look around and kind of hug it as you hug the wall, kind of tracing it around. Doesn't seem to be too many people going in or out currently. Would you like to wait for a bit or take action now?
Can I tell if, like, will all of these entrances kind of take me past, like, a front desk sort of thing that I was at before? Or there's some that just enter, like, random points in the library?
There's certain doors that don't look like they'd go into the front area.
Okay. Can I even reach the door handles?
Yes, you can. It just
Oh, okay, good.
you just have to stretch for it.
Okay. Then I think I'll go up to one of those doors and try it. See if
Okay.
it's open.
Oh, crap.
I'm scared.
So you're just trying to see if it's locked or something?
Yeah.
It is unlocked. And
Okay.
kind of peering inside, you look to see what might be like some sort of storage closet for sanitation.
Huh. All right. I'll duck in there. I imagine Volpa like poking her head around. I think her astral self with like basically the top half of her body, it almost looks like she's wearing like the fur of a fox in the way that like its snout like comes over her head kind of with like the ears, and then it's like she's got like the fur draped over her shoulders, but it's like kind of shimmering and it's like red.
It's almost
Orangish
like
red.
it's almost like a tribesman like wearing, the
Yeah,
skin
kind
of a
of.
fox.
It's not like her face becomes a fox, it's more like she's wearing. Anyway. Okay, cool. I'll slip into this closet. Thanks, Helmir. I feel encouragement.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. And then I guess I'll see if the closet door to this, if I can open that one.
Okay. Thankfully, it is also unlocked, and you find yourself in a small stairway. And it seems to go from the base of the tower to about halfway up.
So I'm at the base of the tower right now.
Yes.
How many floors do I have to go up to get to where I was before?
The top floor is the 5th floor. And you are at the 3rd floor if you were to go to the top of the staircase.
Okay. I guess I will sneakily, quietly, listening for footsteps or reading or like rustling of pages being turned or notes being scrawled. Just kind of like creep up staircase to the 3rd floor.
So
That is a scary.
Interesting
okay.
choice.
Let's say you get up to the 3rd floor and you peek up, and you see what looks to be a giant at a desk, just kind of scrawling notes on a center table.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like he's the only one here, at least on this floor. Focus down. Every point he'll occasionally get up and walk over to a bookshelf next to him and open it down and then look between it.
Do I know where the other staircase is that I need to get to keep going higher?
It's on the opposite side of them.
Great.
Yeah. Thankfully, there is cover until you get... There's cover on the left side curving around until you get about, like, right to his right. And then the rest of it to the staircase is open area.
I want to use the cover on the left. And then wait and see if he does another, like, get up to go check a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And make a dash again. He does that.
Even or odd?
Even.
As he gets up to go over, he walks over to your side. So you're like on the other side of the bookshelf, and you hear his footsteps getting louder as it seems to be going to the bookshelf on the other side. And then you're like, shit. And then he's like, no, it's Valtrezi, and this is the wrong side. And then he goes and walks over to the far side.
Okay. I'm going over. I'll spend another key point if I need to dash fast.
Yeah. Thankfully, since you're doing it when he's looking away, I'm just going to make this an auto success. And your previous stealth. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And so you get to the 4th floor, no one's there. And as you get to the 5th floor, there's someone there.
Lovely. Okay.
It seems to be this relatively old stone giant with this like strange kind of tattoo kind of curled around both of his arms. Almost look like vines. And let me just change this. He's sitting kind of crisscross applesauce on the floor, just with the book in front of him. His back facing towards you.
I see the table that I sat at.
Yeah.
Today.
The table. If we can envision this here, if the room is a box, he's sitting kind of a little bit further away in the center, and the table you were taking notes was in the left corner, and the stairs is on the right corner.
He's directly in my way.
Not directly in your way. He's actually closer to the opposing wall. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And I'd like you to make another stealth check.
That makes yeah.
Does she need to go up another floor, or is it?
No, she's at the floor.
I'm at the right. 28. Finally
28.
rolling good.
Yeah.
I am a little curious about this guy, though. Because I'm thinking, well, that other Blessed One wanted to come here earlier. And apparently he's been known to come here at strange hours.
What did you roll?
28.
Okay.
I'm kind of trying to like peek at him as I go though.
He seems to kind of almost be in a meditation. And he perks up and goes, he rolled a natural 20.
I was like, this guy's perceptive as fuck.
Yeah. Nearly avoided my notice. He rolled
Hi.
a 30. Yeah.
Dang.
Hello.
I take it you are the new guests that wandered in yesterday.
Yes. Correct. And you are?
I am Wolfgar. You may refer to me as only Wolfgar. Though, if you must know, I am a gifted of the World Tree.
Gifted of the world?
He is the other blessed one.
Ah. Have I heard that phrase before?
It is another way of saying blessed one. Yeah.
Wow. That's fascinating.
I
I'm
take
just
it that you are the one with similar abilities, or at least a astral self.
that's what I've been told, she says with her shimmering astral self around her.
This entire time he hasn't bothered to like turn his head.
I'm here to collect some notes that I left here earlier today. I can be out of your hair in just a moment.
Yes, I saw those. You did miss a little bit in this part, so I did add another page for you.
Oh! Thank you for the star.
There's
Gonna like
something.
inch. Oh. I was just gonna be like inching
Over
towards
to
the
the table.
table during
Yeah.
this conversation.
The Chad.
I look forward to any cooperation you can have. It takes two to actually make any meaningful runesmithing. Those lamps outside the node controlling the weather in the immediate region. All things accomplished by my mentor and me before she passed.
Oh.
I understand that. Sorry, I have a habit of speaking of yourself than letting you say it of yourself.
No, I just, I don't actually, do any magic, so to say. I'm more of a fisticuffs sort of girl. So I don't know how much help I would actually be with this whole runesmith thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Uh,
Fabulous.
if you would believe it, my job before being acknowledged and discovered as a gifted one was the house cook.
Sorry.
I make a mean beef stroganoff. But
Love beef
putting
stroganoff.
such things aside, people who are of different connections to magic, I'm sure some wizard or other has rattled on about the weave or other. Some people are nuts of it, which give them magic innately. Others learn to tug the strings, as one might allude. Spending decades of study, we listen to it. Have you ever had a strange dream that you couldn't explain?
Maybe. Perhaps.
Someone you've never known before. Events that you have no reason to know about. And I'd like to make you to make a history check, Volpa, with advantage.
Okay. No. 14.
There have been, not to retcon your entire backstory, but there have been
Do it.
moments just in passing. Only a couple occurrences where you've seen a dream about maybe Verdast in its prime, and maybe you chalked it up to maybe sleeping in your sleeping on top of, some homework that you were probably studying too much for, but it would make sense somewhat.
Look, that's all. Well, I'm really just here to help my people in my hometown, and so I need to be back there as soon as I can. And that doesn't really involve me listening to weaves of any sort, I don't think.
Whether we follow it or not, I suppose free will is always a fact. I see that your path and the branches leads elsewhere from here, though I can only see so far. You are not meant to stay here, and neither should you stay here.
That's
If
a
I-
relief.
Yeah.
How long have you
I've been alive for a century and a half. And he turns towards you, and you see kind of one of his eyes is blind with a kind of scar across it. And he has a bright green eye on the other. Since you seek something akin to what I can help with, understand that it's not just with it's not just with me that such knowledge can be applied. Those with proper resonance can conduct that ritual if taught. And maybe one can, and he traces the Ignis rune that you see in all the lamps and holds on to it and emits a warmth. And maybe then you can be the main proponent of yourself saving your town. You seek someone to help you. And I think that maybe you can be capable of that yourself.
I could learn how to do that.
Perhaps.
How long would that take, if you had to guess? Just hypothetically.
For me, it took a decade.
Oh my god.
But
Gods.
humans and short-lived folk tend to pick up on things faster. And let's just say that experience ushers it along a lot more than study. And so perhaps if you were to take a book with you and maybe with a little bit of guidance, take those teachings and branch off yourself.
What are you doing tomorrow?
And it's this kind of seat of just kind of like this. It's of like sleepy wisdom, like kind of this parroting of what he's heard. Kind of his mood kind of sours and is just like kind of the air of mysticism is a little bit broken, and he's just like, oh, tomorrow.
We'll do that.
I guess I don't have plans. That was kind of me time, but that's all good. Just go to the top of the central spire and find me there.
Oh, sounds good. Cool.
If possible, can you bring some? There is some pastries from the Western Spire from pastries from the Western Spire right on your left when you go in. Just say that Wolfgar sent you, and then leave as fast as possible, because then they'll try to ask you questions.
Noted. Boba takes the notes, plus the extra page, from the table, puts them in fold them up nicely, puts them in a pouch and belt. She still got her astral self going. Do you do this?
He twirls his hand a bit, and shadowing it is what looks to be a bear.
Oh! Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
That's Bulba geeking out in her head because she's never met anyone who can do that like she can. But she's like, cool.
Yeah.
And on the inside, she's like, oh. Okay.
It was so funny because when you were like, "What are you doing tomorrow?"
I could feel the. I mean, I don't want to teach you, but somebody could.
It was this kind of like, oh shit, like,
What did I just get myself into?
Volpa just says what she's thinking. So,
Mm.
okay. She, like, gives him a nod and then just kind of quietly walks out of the room, like, pauses at the doorway. Definitely just, like, looks back at him. Not trying to make eye contact, just, like, looking.
Oh, by the way, and as he pushes against the wall because he's a stone giant, just a line of the of the spire just appears and a doorway swings out. Not previously there. That's stone giant magic. And then he's just oh, give this to me tomorrow, and hands you some rope.
He's
Thanks.
giving you a way out.
I'll take it. Shimmy down the rope.
Mhm.
Monk
And I'll
style.
And I'll say that for the most part, you're able to retrace your steps based on the rest of the path that you found. I will say you will need to make a check to get into the room. Are you walking through the front doors, or are you going to be scaling back up and going through the open window?
Do I know if the door was, like, locked at all? I mean, she was in there.
It didn't seem so.
Well,
It's gonna make more noise. The open window. or
I
the
know.
door?
I was gonna say, I already know which window isn't squeaky. So I'm gonna use the window.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check as you
Okay.
close the window, climb down, and then bundle yourself back up in sheets.
Come on. Plus 11. Let's go. 14.
14. You get straight to the floor next to the bookcase when you hear her shift and look up at you.
I'm reaching for a book that's just above my head that I can't reach. I'm on my tippy toes. I can't reach it.
Make a deception check. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have advantage because I have my astral self.
Yeah.
Even the astral self is
It's
reaching
like
up.
reaching, yeah. But
That's a 19.
hey, nice. And she's like, walks over and is like, is it this one?
Oh,
Which one?
that one. I
Okay.
couldn't sleep.
Go back to sleep.
Okay, I take this huge.
Hands you the book. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
I take this huge book and I like toddle over to the bed and like boom, put the book down, climb into bed, and then like open the book way up and pretend to read it for like 3 minutes, and then go to sleep.
She's
All
like,
while the notes are in my pocket, and
Did
now I
they-
have some new rope on my belt.
Mhm.
Did they give her like a staircase to get onto this bed? Because I imagine it's huge.
You know those little stairs that they make for like wiener dogs to get up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a little ramp. That's what they did.
I think, they got one of those for you.
Cool.
That's awesome.
And my astral self just like fades away as I fall asleep.
Meanwhile, in Helmir's cell, Quinn is just kind of muttering to herself and just gibberish about just different things. Occasionally you'll have like a full sentence out of her, but it's just like, okay, Turn around and then apply a little bit there. And yeah. Until you hear footsteps. And you see what looks to be Angie. It's like, all right. I'm not allowed to let you in here, but you've got 10 minutes before I have to lock up and go, okay? Don't you dare let him out of his cell. It's like, look, you know me. Do you think I'd be someone to do something that reckless? Yes.
You're here, so yes.
And you see what looks to be Ragnar, the Frost Giant, who made an outburst earlier. Who kind of walks over to the cell and just goes, "Okay, good. You seem to be still awake."
Hello.
Hi, you don't know me, but I'm Ragnar. I want to ask, is Vasher alive?
Vesher's the guy that helped us find the entrance to the
Yeah,
underground.
he's the hermit. Yep.
Yeah. I'll nod to him.
Okay. I heard that you were entering the tournament. I'd like to offer a bit of advice. First of all, if you have any magic, declare so, because there's a good chance that if you're not facing a stone giant, they don't have magic to deal with, at least in combat.
Okay.
Also, go to the Spirit Shrine on the edge of the city. You might meet some resistance with getting that close, but if you can, go there. They might be able to give you, the spirits might be able to give you an edge.
Okay. And the Spirit Shrine, is that like between the east and west spires, or?
Yes. Just head between, and it's dead center between them. The more shrines you see, kind of are. There's a graveyard next to it as well. So if you see the graveyard, it's not that far after.
Gotcha. Head to the Spirit Shrine because they may be able to give me an edge.
Oh,
Alright.
also, try to bring a gift of any kind. Keep it small.
Small gift.
Mhm.
Although I think anything I give will be small compared to you guys.
The spirits are not like us, so small compared to you.
Gotcha. Small in size or value?
Small in size. Usually, where they like to store theirs is there's a very small cubby for offerings, and it is their will that they be stored there. To be honest, it's kind of a pain. I mean, just imagine how hard it is for giants to do it.
I'll hold up one of my Obscurio coins. Like, is this something that might appease them, or do you have a inkling of what they might like?
Something with connection to you.
Okay.
They like keepsakes.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing, because these coins are valuable to me.
Also, I work in the West Spire first floor. If you ever want to talk to me, I'll be there. And in Dwarvish, he says, "Do you know what I'm saying right now?"
Helmir will be like, huh? I didn't catch that last part.
Too much to hope for. Vasher taught me some extraneous language. But, that's fine.
I'll just be like, oh, I'll speak in Elvish.
I don't
Do
know
you
Elvish,
understand
sadly. We'll just have to settle for being a little subtle. Hopefully Sephi won't mind. Or Otsgard.
Yeah. It seems that my accompanier isn't as fluent with common, so maybe we can get away with that.
Maybe. Alright.
While Volpa and her accompaniment are close, but not too close.
Mm-hmm. I'll try to get a role or get a certain task that allows me to move around a bit so that it makes more sense to talk to you. All right. See you then. And
Much
I believe in
appreciated,
you.
Ragnar. And I kind of like put my hands to the bars to like shake his hand, and I'm like, finger shake?
Yeah. He let's do it this way as he goes over to give you a fist bump.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
No. I'm done here. Okay, thank you. I don't want to lose my job. Come on. And that's it for the night. As the next day begins, you have a day to yourself before the tournament starts. What would you like to do? I'm guessing first thing you do, Volpa, is to go back down to the cells to join up with Helmir.
Yes. I'll go back there. Which of the Frost Giant siblings is with me today?
Sephi trades off for Otsgard, and
What's his vibe?
yeah, he seems kind of with the passive insight, he seems disinterested and less attentive, but
Okay.
looks maybe a little more trying to find the right word. Angsty.
Cool.
Was she awake when they switched off?
Yes.
We had it at. Yes, I head there. Oh, first thing I do actually is I test Elvish and Dwarvish on Otsgar and see if he knows either of those.
He doesn't seem to have any like flicker of recognition in his eyes. He goes, "Look, I'm doing this because it's my job, okay? I don't want any trouble from you. And then if that's the case, then we'll work just fine. Because I know what you people did to my friends. I visit them every week. You know how awful it is to have to bury your best friend.
Helmir will pipe up, and even though they were kind of talking to each other, just feel like it's not something that anybody should have to deal with. I feel for you.
I want you to make a general charisma check.
Okay. Yeah. 13.
13. You see him kind of, for a second about to say something, but his eyes soften a bit, and it kind of, he, thinks of some retort and then looks away and then stays silent. Wait, Annika, I don't think I can hear you.
It was like very quiet.
What about now?
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's good. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it was like really muffled before. I don't know if it was.
Did you say something before while he was talking?
What about now?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
We can hear you.
My earbuds like disconnected and reconnected weirdly, so.
Okay.
No, I didn't say anything while he was talking. I was just gonna say, don't worry, I rarely cause trouble.
We'll see about that.
Hey, Helmir,
Yes.
would you like a pastry?
I'm starving. I had a
Cool.
little bit of my rations last night, but not
Oh
super
gosh, that's
appetizing.
right. I'm gonna go come with me, we're getting pastries.
Okay.
As we are walking to get the pastries, I'm
Mhm.
gonna do what I did yesterday, where I walk with Helmir and talk quietly in Elvish and say, "Guess what I did last night?" Yes, with fun.
What?
Do it.
Did you sleep very well?
and you're not completely wrong. I went back to the library. I have the notes. I'm not gonna give them to you right now. I also met the other blessed guy. He's really cool. And I'm gonna go hang out with him today, and he's gonna teach me magic.
Okay. Do you think it might be something I could tag along for? Or
I
do you
mean,
think you wouldn't let me
I
up there?
wouldn't mind if you were there, but I feel like it's kind of up to. His name is Wolfgar. Probably up to him.
Huh. As interested as the people are in him, maybe we'd be able to convince them to let us both up there?
Right. He seemed. Well, he was intense, but he also seemed more chill in a way than the rest of them. He told me that that I'm not supposed to stay here. Like I'm supposed to leave. He wants me to be able to leave. So I mean, I'm not gonna leave without you or Quinn, so
While we're having this conversation, I want to peek back at the two people. Is it the same guy, like, carrying my chains?
Yeah. And you kind of see maybe Hotsguard kind of roll back a bit and just be like, talking to him and be like, I feel like common is very much a misnomer. I can't understand a single word they're saying. It's like, yeah, I've been struggling at lessons. Just like, yeah, why do we need to learn this kind of stuff? So, what are you gonna talk to your? What are we gonna start keeping pen pals outside of
Oh my god.
the city or something? Be like, I mean, that would be pretty cool. And he kind of gives him a look as like, totally not cool.
Alright, that's good.
At the pastry shop, I do what Wolfgar told me to do.
Mhm.
I tell them that Wolfgar sent me and he wants pastries, and I get a couple extra for Helmir.
Mhm.
I might have somebody here we can talk to. And
Oh.
I'll look around for Ragnar.
Mhm. Easy enough to do. You kind of see he's like out kind of working a forge. Then he looks over, goes like in giant goes, hey boss, I'm probably going to start on the hallway. We still haven't cleaned it yet. Waves away. Hugh walks up and he kind of, as you're kind of he's sweeping and kind of starts talking to you in common. Hugh looks over and sees Otsgard, and for a second he stops talking. And Otsgard kind of gives him a glare. Not just, it doesn't seem for merely speaking with you. There's a little bit of an oh shit in Giant when he spots him. And it's like he waves and he's just like, and gets that in response.
I love the giant drum.
I'll I'll say in giant to Hotsguard, like, since I have my own accompaniment pointing to the guy holding my chains, would you mind if I check out the place here with him while you guys grab the pastries?
That's fine. You're not my charge.
Would you like a donut, Oxguard? And I offer one to him. Your innocence on my face.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, come on, please.
Yeah.
Wait, question.
Yeah.
Did I get a long rest? Did I take a point of exhaustion for having my night excursion? How
Oh
did that
no,
work?
it was short enough that it didn't impede on that.
Okay.
And we are doing long rest, not half rest, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Half rest is dead in
Okay,
this campaign, which kills the brand a bit, but
I don't know any of your guys' extra stuff. Joseph has explained things to me before. Do I remember any of it? No.
She
could be
Okay.
listening in from the future. No.
He knows I have a shitty memory. Don't worry, he's fully aware.
He's gonna listen to this episode and just be disappointed.
Sorry. Persuasion, you said?
Yep.
Oh. 7.
Yeah. 7.
7.
I'm good.
And
Got chocolate on it. Just saying.
Sorry, I don't accept bribes.
It wasn't a bribe. It's just being kind. Sheesh.
I'll turn to Volpa. It's like, would you mind grabbing a few more pastries? I'd like to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
Today before we head over to our
Lesson.
before we head over to the central spire. I'll just say that.
Sure. I think it's all on this Wolfgar guy's tab, so. The tab at the pastry shop, you know.
Oh, is that the name of the
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'll actually edit notes channel so it's a little bit more clear instead of a bunch of names.
But as they go off, I'll turn to Ragnar and be like, I'll say in giant at first, or I'll say in common, kind of like probing, like, excuse me, sir, could you tell me about the make of this building here? It's quite extraordinary.
I'm sorry.
My name's Helmir, by the way.
Sure, yeah. Well, it was one of the first spires actually to go up because and then he goes into a spiel.
We'll just kind of like drone for a little bit until old ball and chain with me
Yeah.
just kind of gets bored and it's just like, "Ugh."
Okay, Rithian was the guy holding your chains.
Wait, Rithian? I thought Rithian was the person at the East Spire.
Oh,
At the
right,
desk.
yeah. Yep. Scholar,
Yeah.
front desk. That's what it was. Yeah, you haven't gotten this guy's name. Okay,
That's why I keep calling him ball and chain.
yeah. And you're able to get your pastries, and then I imagine you guys are starting to head towards the central spire then?
I
I get so many
Well-
pastries.
so I started to talk with Ragnar.
Ah, right. Mhm. Is there anything in particular you want to talk about aside from just when the history of the architecture?
I will. I'll kind of ring up maybe some key places to visit in the city. Like, hey, is there anywhere you'd recommend that I visit that's kind of unique to the Giants' home here? Like winking at him.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, higher bits of the Western Spire, you get to see, our process in, forging. It's pretty interesting to look at. Aside from probably the places you already know of, the training grounds, of course, between the North and East Spire is next to the Colosseum, and so that could help. If anyone gets to see some of the warriors, preparing for their bouts and whatnot. I mean, heck, I think they've even opened it up to the public just in case anyone wants to exercise. They shouldn't have any, you should be able to go in there and, if you need to get a workout, I know you're all cooped up. Maybe, doing a bit of weights could do you some good.
And
Those weights are probably ginormous.
while Asgard and Volpa are kind of like on the way back, like they're like walking up to us, I'll ask Ragnar. It's like, would you mind telling me where the graveyard is? I'd like to make a stop.
So you're doing this while in earshot of like right before he comes up or as he's coming up?
So you can hear me as he's
Yeah.
coming.
Okay. Oh, in his eyes, he's like, he feigns surprise a little bit. He's like, oh, sure. And he gives you the same directions as before.
Okay. And Ragnar did say that his name was at Ragnar right there to me, right?
Yes. And also, he was named as Ragnar when he burst in, and the chieftain told him to go away.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, much appreciated, Ragnar, for your explanation of the place and requested directions. And I'll give him a fist bump.
And yeah. Otsgard kind of gives him a look as you pass him by, and he's kind of walks off to the side and kind of looks the other way as he continues back to the forge. Needless to say, you make it to the cemetery.
As we're walking into the cemetery, I'll ask Volpa for a few of the pastries, and I'll turn to Osgard. It's like, if you don't mind me asking, which one is your friend?
He holds his hand out for the pastry. I'll take it to him myself.
I'll give him the pastry. And if he walks over to it, I'll follow him and pay my respects.
I'll follow very quietly behind, not interfering.
He'll place it on the headstone.
This is a sad little donut.
Mm-hmm.
Very sad donut.
And he'll just clasp his hands in front of him in silence for a bit.
Once he's done and kind of standing back up,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, I lost one of my best friends in a battle due to my ignorance. Obviously, it's not the same situation that you were in, or I don't know if it's the same, but I can feel for your loss of your best friend. And I apologize for, well, it wouldn't really mean anything for me to apologize because it wasn't me personally who did it, but I hope that you can come to terms, and hopefully he's doing well in his new place, as is mine.
He kind of looks up to you, and you see kind of tears welling up in his eyes as he kind of turns away and wipes them. Yeah.
I won't look at him directly while he's crying. I'll just kind of stare off.
Can you give me a moment?
Of course. And I'll step away. Obviously not out of eye shot of him, but just enough.
And after maybe 10 minutes, he gets back up. And he almost kind of embarrassed to say it, he just goes, "What was your name?"
What was his question? I didn't hear you.
"What's your name?"
My name?
Catch it.
Helmir. Pleasure to meet you. And I'll go to hold up my fist to fist bump him.
He kind of takes you kind kind of by the arm the way that, maybe a brother in arms might, just like clasp right here and say, "Thank you, Helmir."
You're welcome. That's good. And,
And
I'll,
then kind of shifts himself back and goes, "All right, where to?"
I'll turn to Volpa. It's like, while I was talking with Ragnar, he was telling me about the spirit shrine and how I
Mhm.
should go visit it today because it's one of the cooler parts of the city.
Okay. Did you want to do that? Can't think. Before we go see my guy?
And Helmir kind of like, he knows it's nearby, but Helmir kind of like look around to see where the east and west spires are.
Mhm.
I was like, I think we could probably go see it now. I think it's nearby actually. He was telling me it's between the east and west spires.
Okay.
Helmir will turn to Otsgard. It's like, would you happen to know exactly where the spirit shrine is?
I could lead you. And he takes you all along, and you find the shrine with almost covered with. It's strange because everything else kind of in this city is kind of maintained to, not have snow on top of everything. Make sure that it's all nice and clean. And it's clean, but there's snow everywhere on this shrine, and it's almost human sized to you. You see kind of this row of cubbies to your right, where some of you see some offerings in there that have yet to be taken. You see one person like brought a fork, and you're like, what? It's like, why that? You see there's little icicles all along this, and then there's almost like a Christmas village. That, like, those like tiny Christmas villages?
Yeah.
Except you see like little huts of straw also between all of them. You're like, what? Is like, do the spirits just like these decorations? Until you see a very small head peek out of one of the huts. And you see a Chewinga.
Hey. Aw, look at those little guys.
A little bit different than what you're used to from the forest around Riverfall. These ones kind of have a different hue to them. As well as, kind of they're all bundled in this kind of straw attire. But the masks are the same, and some of them look around and see your approach.
Trying to like remember back. It's like, hey, I know you guys. I don't know if you're familiar with your similar guys over in Riverfell.
Some of them look at each other, and some talking in their elemental language, some talking in giant, and they kind of ask in giant, is like, just like, are you a midget giant?
Uh, I'm just a half elf, so to me I'm regular size, but I'm
Also,
smaller.
River's no fall. This isn't giant. River's no fall. River stay still.
This is true. Now, Riverfall is the name of where I'm from, but
Eh.
oh, I think I remember last time when I met you guys. You seemed to like nifty stuff, so here you go, and I'll go ahead and give them an Obscurio coin.
And suddenly go, ah, and pick them up. And they like look at it. One of them kind of is like rolling it on its side over to one of the huts. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. We like shiny. Shiny make a good. It's sorry. Not a lot of us out today. A lot of us still sick.
You guys are sick? What happened?
Oh, some of us started to go outside a little. And then kind of after a certain point, we started to get kind of nauseous. And so we decided to head back, but we know we're still sick. It's very wonky there. Balance no good.
The ley lines aren't treating you nicely out there, huh?
Yeah. The too much of a good thing versus too much of a creation, not enough to balance. Giants get sick too. Even midget giants probably too, so you be careful. You will recall the reason that they were sick last time is because when they were in Riverfall, it was the animus contamination.
Mm-hmm. There was too much animus?
Yeah. And since their whole thing is a perfect 50-50, it's pretty easy to upset them. Versus why you guys were fine just going through there, because it's not that like that for humanoids.
So it's closer to a 50-50 for giants then, I would assume?
Yeah. It seems elementals are equal parts animus and vacuous, and giants count as that.
Interesting. Okay.
And they look at oh, yum, and they point at one of the pastries that Volpa is carrying.
I will gladly give them one.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I remember you guys.
And they'll start hopping over, and you think, wait, you've never seen one of these things eat. And one of them kind of turns away from you, puts up the mask, and then you can hear munching sounds, and then it puts back down again.
Interesting.
I was just waiting for just Elder Torge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just but little tiny ones.
It's like the alien, yeah.
Yeah. It comes out of their stomach.
Gross.
Good.
They are pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh. My bad manners. I need... Hold on, let me... This is good shiny. It is good yum. I think...
Good job.
What you need help with?
What do I need help? Uh, it's a pretty broad question, but
Hmm.
I guess if you're basically just asking what I'm heading towards, I have a great battle coming up that
Oh.
should be pretty difficult. And
Great battle with Swish Swish.
yes, and I'll kind of like pull my short sword out of its sheath a little bit, just like with these.
Ah. Oh, okay. Mino. And then he rubs his hands together and he walks forward and puts his hand towards you and is just kind of like stretching, trying to stretch. You're still like a little bit of ways away from you. And he's like,
I think he wants you to hold his hand.
I'll come closer.
and then he'll just kind of and like a defibrillator, just like on on top of your palm, and you get the charm of precision.
Hmm.
When you miss with an attack roll, use this charm to grant yourself a +2 to that attack roll, potentially turning the miss to a hit. Disappears after 3 uses.
Nice.
Oh, how about you?
Me?
Yum Yum one.
Oh, yum, 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 yum one. I'm about to learn magic for the first time ever.
Mm.
I don't know if you have anything for that.
Ah, mm. And it kind of this ball of energy kind of conjures in his hands, and he kind of melds with it like it's putty,
Mhm.
and then puts out his arms again, and you gain the the charm of animal conjuring.
Oh.
3 times you may cast the conjure animals spell.
Ooh.
Oh, I will ask.
Yeah.
Because I think I got one of these buffs from him last time.
Yeah.
I have the charm of plant talking.
Yeah. It's probably expired by now.
It says once all the charges are expended, the charm disappears.
Oh,
And I
never mind. You still have it then.
Okay, I haven't used any yet, but I wasn't
Mhm.
sure if this like overwrites that one.
No, it's just an addition.
Okay, cool.
And no refunds. You can't be like, hey, can I exchange this chart? No.
No. I wasn't worried about that.
Mm-hmm. So you say you see other Chijuinga?
Yes.
Mm. Mm. How far away?
pretty far.
Oh. Hey, that's fine. We have enough friends here.
I don't think I have anything.
Maybe can't really travel without running into the bad feeling. So maybe when that clears up, we'll go on a journey, but not for many moons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we have friends here who need us.
Maybe it's something the giants can help you out with. They're able to, well, if they have sick people, then they probably can't do it. But maybe they'll be able to make a stone or something you can take with you to equalize the magic.
Maybe. Smart one. Smart.
I do what I can. But it was a pleasure meeting you, little Chewingas.
All right. Good luck on Big Swish Wish.
Thank you very much. And with your help here, maybe I'll have a pretty good chance. And since I'm now like the giant in the situation, I'll go down to like fist bump him.
Oh,
He fist bumps you back.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys again before anything happens.
Okay, don't die.
It's like a slight hesitation. Be like,
Okay.
I won't.
Bye bye now. Okay. And then all the Chewingas wave goodbye.
Do like the president on the car and go up a parade wave. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, you see it kind of where kind of the boards are kind of curved. It's almost like a display of all of them, and they're like it's in parade, kind of like on the sidelines, waving you out. All right. Oh, no. All right. Okay. You said you wanted to go up the central spire. Oh wait, no. Did you guys say that to him?
we said. Well, I
maybe?
said I was gonna go back to the central spire, but
Okay.
didn't say we were going up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He leads you back to the central spire.
All right. Box of pastries in hand. Going up.
Hmm. And as you start going up, the guy holding Helmir's chains is just like, wait. It's like after you get like about halfway up, once he realizes that you're going all the way to the top. Sorry, you're not allowed there.
At the top of the spire.
She is, you aren't.
Must be the special privilege. Well,
I guess.
All right. Well, I mean, let him know I said hi.
I will.
You'll hand off the croissants that you were carrying.
Yeah, I'll hand over my portion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass on everything I learn, I promise. If I can.
I'll kind of like feel like
Uh-huh.
It's like, not supposed to. In Elvish.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Hmm. Yes, I'll keep going up then.
All right. So you head up to a Wolfgar Sanctum, and inside there seem it's pretty Spartan with kind of the quarters he's in. It's big even for giant standards, and there's even points where you look up and there's a glass ceiling, and he has a bit of it folded out as he has a ladder that goes up through. When you find him, he's kind of sitting down atop the edge of the spire, just kind of taking in the sunlight.
Hello? It's Bopa. I don't know if I ever actually told you my name. It's Bopa. I brought pastries.
Not good. And climbs down and let's see, he gets his pastry, and it's like, all right. Now, before we begin, I will tell you about what it means to have this gift.
Okay.
Not only does allowing to communicate with the tree give us an obligation to communicate what it gives us, it's also to safeguard it. So my first lesson. Hold on. He pulls out a scroll of a map that looks very old, to the point that all of the lands is kind of segmented in a way on the world map that doesn't really make sense to you. On there's multiple points.
Did you steal this from the library?
No, I borrowed it.
Hmm. Okay.
Just for my purposes, Matt, is it basically the ley line map that you have?
It's a little bit different. Actually, this is a good point to actually go to Owlbear for this.
All right.
Let me open.
I think it's still pinned in notes.
Should be.
Yeah, there it is.
How far up would I have to scroll in notes to get to?
The Fatal Open.
If you go to notes in the top right, there should be a little pin. If you click on that, it should be like the third thing in there.
Oh, the owl.
Yeah, Owlbear Radio or Rodeo.
We've said radio so many times.
I know.
Okay, let's see. It's similar to all the points on the map that he points out look like they're close to intersections in the ley lines.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably two. No. There's one, actually. Around here. So I'll put a dot there. Actually, just put a little token. If I can. Why is not? Why is it not? Oh, because I'm not grabbing. I see. Line. And this, and the command block. And then that should be. There we go. Jeez, I don't know why I was having. Oh, because it's going behind it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it won't let me write on it either.
That's. Ugh. That's what I get. Okay.
Well, I saw where you were pointing.
Yeah. So you see the biggest dots, though. There's one here.
Here.
There's one actually here. There's one here. That's the only one that actually isn't apart from like an intersection. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. And let me just think. 3. There's one. I'm just thinking because this actually is important info.
Mhm.
I already have an idea of what it is.
One here.
Can switch over fast enough. Where?
By River Hall.
Yep.
By Riverfall?
Yeah.
Okay, that one's not on the ley line point, but it's a little further.
It's further out. It's like
South.
over. It's like actually, it's like over here. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So these points are where the world tree is exposed. It is a vulnerability. One that people with our talents or similar talents must keep safe, or in the best of times, to leave alone. It flows through everything. And it was entrusted to me. Through my connection, I can remember a message imprinted to keep it safe. One, I see two faces in this vision. One, though they may not like to hear it, those faces were small folk. There's two amber-haired women. One depicted in our temple, actually. They came from before the Age of the Giants. They came before the Age of the Dragon tyranny. The only thing they said was to keep those points safe. We cannot keep those points safe if our people is fractured, and if our people are stuck on the fringes of the earth. My goal here is not to make you conform to my doctrine, but to teach you it, and then allow you to make your own. Every mind is valuable. And all I would ask is that you would pass down that knowledge. Not through script, but through teachings and words. Because there are those who can meddle with words. Script is physical. Ink, charcoal, is something that they can change.
All right. The dream I had was of an elvish woman, a very, very old elvish woman, and she was conducting nothing. She was connecting to a wall, and when she turned to look at me, it's like half her face and her body was dissolving into a skeleton. And she wanted me to join her, I think. That
He
was just a few nights ago.
Was her hair?
what?
So what color was her hair?
Yeah.
It was black. Like,
Dang.
With blonde streaks, yes.
with blonde streaks.
I have seen her before. You cannot help her. That is all I can say. Amongst all my connections, the reason we have our visions is because we are along powerful roots, powerful ley lines, as some of you may call them. And in that lies the memory of the world. The rules of the world.
We're having visions of memories of the world.
It's always watching. It's always connecting all of us. So that even those that may pass are still remembered. It is a form of immortality. In a more wishful sense.
So, if I learn the magic that you're able to teach me, your hope is that I will be able to protect the world tree at these different points.
That, or to have to inform others to fulfill such a purpose. One thing that this training has taught me is that no one is ever truly alone. Even the dead stay in our memories. Times long forgotten. Better times, worse times. And so if you were to pass that along, then your purpose may branch with you.
Okay. I think I understand.
I'm ready to learn.
All right. Now, you are going to sit there and talk to me once you have had your first vision. As he walks up, and you're like, "Wait, what?" and then he looks back, kind of toying with you. He's like, "I'm just kidding." He reaches out a hand to you,
I take it, my
And when
tiny
you-
hand.
and when you take it, light fills your vision as you see kind of threads connecting everything around you.
Mm.
Once you can tell me which threads are yours and which threads aren't, you will be ready.
Oh. Okay.
You see multiple parts of these threads that are connecting, that are either going through you, and then other parts that are kind of linking up to small parts within you. And I'm gonna go ahead and kind of speed this along, as there's kind of a lot of mumbo jumbo that kind of gets associated with this. And I just want you to make 3 d20 rolls.
Don't add anything to it.
Nope, nothing.
Okay. Number 1 is a 12.
Mhm.
Number 2 is an 18. And number 3 is a 5. We're really all over the place.
Yeah. Through this, you start to kind of be able to pick out a little bit. Kind of how different things connect to your mind, to your body. There's certain things that even start changing as you think about them. Where you think about how great it was. You think about how great it is to be it would be to be home right now after being so far, and then you see a thread going very far out, going to that. For a second, you're like, counting threads, that's easy. Until you realize that the only way to do so is to stop making new ones.
Mm.
And you almost kind of have to still your entire mind to nothing but just counting them. You get close on multiple occasions, but it's still, you get about like 3/4 of the way, and they change once again. You're like, get a little frustrated. It's like, don't expect it to happen in one day.
I think this would be hard for, well, she's a monk, so she's done some like meditating before, but also when it comes to something that's like stressful and she has to get a task done, it's literally like just do one punch after another, get it done. So this is difficult.
Yeah. It's after a while he like suggests that you're done for the day, and you're like, no, you could do more. And it's like things come more naturally. Tomorrow I'll train you how to see it on your own, and then you can practice as much as you like.
What about the tournament, though? I have to watch. I have to
Hmm.
see if Helmir does all right.
Then I suppose I'll have to attend the tournament.
Could be kind of fun.
Could be a nice stress test to see how well you can still your mind while being in a crowd of cheering participants.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Regardless. I'll have to get a cloak. I hate it when people bother me.
They won't try to, like, literally put us up on a pedestal, will they? Since we are, blessed and all that.
That or they'll ask us to make a lamp.
I don't know if I can do that yet.
No, but they don't know that.
Hmm.
Anyway. Good progress. I see, I see that you must have had similar training. You pick up quickly.
Well, I was trained to fight and somewhat in meditation.
Well then. Maybe you'll be learning even faster than I could expect. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. I will be, meet me at the base of the tower. I'm trying to think of the most inconspicuous way to get to there without people knowing it's me. I have a cloak.
Okay.
Okay, that should be fine. Base of the tower, central spire. I'll be the one in the big cloak.
Sounds good.
Alright. And Helmir, what are you doing with the rest of your day? Hunter, can you say something?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, Helmir, what are you doing with the rest of your day?
I guess mostly just waiting on Volpa,
Okay.
see what's going on. Kind of in chains, weird.
I will say with he does, when you're finished, give you a he's like takes a stone tablet with some teachings and just like, do I remember how to, and traces his fingers and then makes it smaller.
Wait, he traces his fingers on the stone and then the stone gets smaller?
Yeah, he starts using some giant magic to basically minimize it. This will become undone tomorrow. Give it to me before that happens.
Okay. Is it for me or?
It's for you. Don't let anyone see you have it.
Okay.
And you pick it up, and it's a lot heavier than you would think. It's almost like all the weight got
Right.
concentrated into it.
Okay.
But you're still able to like stow it away in one of your pockets, albeit kind of drags it down a little bit.
It's just
Makes
like
your
hiking
coat
my
sound-
pants back up.
Yeah.
Lovely. At the end of the day, I would still go back to the prison with Helmir first.
Okay. Okay,
To
so that works.
do our guards stay outside the prison like they did yesterday?
Yeah.
Once we're in there without the guards, I will reach in my pocket and take out the notes that I got from the library last night. And I'll give them to Helmir. On the top of the first page is written pastries from the Western Spire for Wolfgar. But besides that, it's all the notes on runesmithing that I could take plus the extra page that Wolfgar.
Very nice. Thank you, Vopa. And I expect you had a wonderful conversation with the man upstairs.
It was interesting. If I choose to undertake what he explained to me, it would be quite the responsibility put on my shoulders. But the things he showed me were fascinating, and I definitely want to know more. I have some homework for tonight. But we will watch you in the tournament tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Please
kill
don't
him.
die.
I won't die.
Next session title: Helmir dies.
Yeah. Helmir leaves the group, never returns.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it for you guys? Do you want me to move on to the next day, or do you got anything else?
Were there any more cool things that you learned about while you're up there?
We all have threads connecting us. And we're always making new ones. And then old ones are falling away. So he said something like no one's ever really alone. And that's kind of comforting, I think.
Oh, I think that might be tying into a little while ago. So a while ago we were shown like the spirits that were with us, right? Were we shown what they were, or like to our characters, or was that just you showing us stuff?
Spirits?
Yeah, because I think mine was like a fire bunny or something.
I think you're confusing my campaign with JR's then.
Was that JR's?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
JR's.
Then, I mean, never mind that then.
Mhm.
I was like, we're not alone. Oh wait, I've heard of this before.
yeah.
Wrong one.
Mhm. Fair.
I mean, sweet. It sounds similar to the stuff we learned about ley lines.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few different points on the map. They like these lines like crossed over like joint places. I think there's actually one nearby too.
Yeah.
Cool.
He showed me a map and pointed out a couple places where the world tree is the most vulnerable. Some of them are by ley line like meetings, and some of them aren't so much. So,
The places where Yggdrasil is weak.
I think so.
Where were I still like get out of map? Where were
And
these
then-
places?
And then you point out
Yeah.
places.
I point them out.
Hmm.
Thank God. I was like, how can I get Volpo to reveal this? Because Helmir doesn't know it yet, but I have it in my notes.
Mhm.
Interesting.
I wonder, because the other places are where, because wait, animus is positive and
Yeah.
it's like positive energy. What was the negative energy name?
Vacuous.
Vacuous. Okay, I was trying to remember. It's like I wonder if these places are where there's more vacuous than animus or something. I don't know. It's definitely not my forte, but it's interesting information for sure. I'll have to tell the group when I find them.
Helmir, roll a d6.
Who?
Okay. Volpa, roll another one.
Also 2.
Okay.
Helmir dies.
Woohoo! Okay.
Helmir just gets smited in place. Then
Alright.
the man upstairs comes like floating down. I told you not
Yeah.
to tell anybody.
Well, good night. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Sleep tight. Don't let the giants fight.
I hope they won't. And I will go to sleep in my giant fucking bed.
And so, as you all drift off to sleep.
Well, hold on, actually.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're
I
good.
wait for my guard to fall asleep, and like a kid with a flashlight under the covers, I read my little tablet before I go to sleep.
And Helmir is gonna inspect the runesmithing notes. And so what information have I received from the runesmithing notes exactly? Is it like this is how to do it?
There seems to be it's basically use pure material, the purity of the metal and the purity of the crystal that you're imbuing into it will impact what rate of success you will have. And then after having a and then it gets into kind of weird territory, and it's like imbue the memory of war into this. And you're like, what the heck does that mean? And so you're like, okay, purity, crystal seems to be the augmenting material, and it seems that the actual sword or thing that you're having it take to matters as well. It says that purity of the purity of the actual metal in the weapon. If you do that improperly, then you may be left with left with lesser runesmithing, which is also code for the runesmithing that everyone else in the world is using. Yeah.
So I need a pure metal weapon or armor, whatever I'm planning to put it on.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it isn't like with a tool. Well, that may just be the giants' magic. So the giants kind of like draw in front of them with their hands,
Mhm.
is that basically what I would need to do, or is it like hammer and chisel, like put the rune into the material?
There's a little bit missing kind of at the bottom of the page where it starts to go into that.
Sorry.
Talking talking about where talking about how for different people of different gifts, as long as their technique is imbued into the material with the memory of war, then it shall take. And so, in other words, in the weird way it's saying is it's not saying, it doesn't say giant. In most of the script, it'll talk about like, oh, recommended smiths, recommended types of smiths being giants and whatnot, because they're incredibly skilled at getting the right purity of metal. But then it seems to suggest that, and it mentions the word Blessed One. I will, and it says whatever technique that specific type, that branch of Blessed One takes. There's something about that makes you think, like, why is it so unspecific? Why is it that different people with this ability don't have any clear instructions for how this is meant? It seems more just kind of vague in the art of it.
Seems more of like everybody's own style / belief.
Yeah.
Because if I'm thinking of this in terms of Yggdrasil the tree, and it mentions branches?
Yes. And that different people along the teachings which you maybe read from Volpa, was that different people in this who are practicing sort of this is branch off and have their own way of doing it, but all of them are capable of runesmithing to some degree. Obviously, yeah.
It has to be, well, it's basically saying to do our method, it has to be somebody who's blessed.
Yeah. It's that kind of thing of like, it's the difference between runesmithing and ancient runesmithing. It's that kind of thing of, yes, you can do all the steps and be able to do this with a not as pure material, but it will only yield you ordinary runesmithing, which is a weird thing to exaggerate because ordinary runesmithing is still amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, this is, the premium shit.
Yeah. That good.
Mm-hmm. And
does it give me like examples of some runes and what they do?
yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But obviously, this is as you basically got an overview, and you haven't gotten any of the details yet. So maybe you'd think maybe if you got 2 more tablets of this, that you might have a more cohesive picture of what this would actually look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like maybe a little more information from the book.
Mm-hmm. But with that,
Do I see, like, based on the notes that are taken, what
was added from the man upstairs? Like, is it different handwriting?
You do see there's almost kind of like writer's notes at the bottom. And talking about just like for me memories of my first battle worked wonders.
Sure.
But as you all start, you go and study your notes with the like little crystal kind of you took from one of the walls and look underneath the covers at your teachings. The hours wind on by until you realize that you should be sleeping. And you tuck yourself in. Sephi kind of sits down in her corner. And as the morning comes, you hear what looks to be a lot of activity outside as the day of the tournament has come. As it's time for Helmir to earn his freedom, we will end the session there.
Yay! Good luck, Helmir! Cool.
Very nice. Very cool session. You guys did a lot more than I thought you were.
That was fun.